previous game I did have a much better.
Wow. He's actually
much
gonna
better
grow
start.
to population 6. Like
Yeah,
he's gonna have
and
his
he's not gonna
capital. Yeah, ready up, population 6, and like wow, working all the good tiles. He's crushing you, Tony, right now. He's crushing you.
Population 6 also helps on the science, helps on the gold, helps from having any negative effect. Seems to have +8. I'm at +7. So even has a science advantage as well. So there's every category of growing your capital to 6 is usually a very strong advantage. You like to have at least 6 capital in most games.
What
except for
pantheon did you
FFA
pick?
games.
Because I missed that.
I took Gem Pantheon.
Okay.
Because there's gem cities I want to go plant. You can see the one on the left of my capital, the one underneath it, and there's one on the right. So there's 3, and it gives me a large religious advantage. So I'm hoping at this point, since I don't have his demographics, that I would basically play defense and use my religion.
Uh-oh. You could get in trouble.
I'm way on the delay, so I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that settler going unprotected versus a scout probably going that way.
I'm using zone of control, so I'm not fearful.
No, I mean that scout. Far on the east. And an archer.
Well,
I don't know where you...
that on my screen. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to see where this is happening.
Yeah.
You can see he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to my 3.
Uh-oh.
He also never lost the units at the beginning of the game, and he had time to do it.
Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this.
I'm not too worried at my settler. I still have movement on both my units. I own zone of control in the south. I don't want to move my units too fast, so he would basically flank me.
Uh-oh.
So I'm trying to wait at the end of the turn.
Uh-oh. Oh. This looks bad. This looks horrible. You're gonna lose everything in here.
When I move my warrior, as you can see, yours just mentioned, he was able to flank my scout away from my settler. So I have an unprotected settler, completely flanked and outnumbered, which is usually a dreadful thing.
Oh, this is gonna be horrible. You know, wow. There's no way out of this. You know,
Yeah,
you gotta
at
back
this
up.
point,
You gotta back up.
I kind of had a huge surprise when I saw that extra archer and extra scout.
You gotta back up. Back up. No.
I
No.
didn't expect that at all.
No.
Have faith in me. Have faith in me.
No way. No way. What was your idea? Grim is so fast. Grim is so fast. Wow. Wow.
If
GG.
you're looking at my screen. He
Yeah,
hit me
exactly.
Twice. With a
Yes.
warrior, and
Yes.
he killed me.
Yes.
And he was able to take my settler.
Whoa.
Before I can press the B button.
All the starting idea about rushing a settler to get 3 fast cities.
Yeah.
Killed.
It's
2 scouts dead probably right now. An extra worker for him. Wow.
And a few comments from Grim in the chat. Risky stuff.
Yeah, because there was horribly risky stuff. It was like, wow.
The planting of the city where I was there on a fast B plant usually would be a fast click and competition. And pressing B is faster than attacking. So on most cases, you should never lose that.
It all depends. From my experience, basically, it's like you need to hit the hot spot about in the turn reroll. Then you get the fast clicks. If you spam at the wrong moment, I mean, like somewhere around, you know, like when the timer kind of switches, the turn is not rolling over, but the timer is switching to that strange position. When you do a click there, but you kind of it has to be one click, okay? And you gotta rely on that, at least most of the time from my experience. You gotta rely on that when you press, but once it gets registered and it shuts off first, basically. So if you spam after the turn rerolls, there's no way, if the other person just got that hot spot, there's no way you can get a fast click.
And the reason why I move my settler forward there and to plant it is that if you're moving backwards,
Whoa.
he with the amount of army he had, he can basically contain me in my set. My settler would be stuck in my capital. There really isn't that much I can go very far with it. So it was a
Right
gamble, and I
now,
take a
he's
chance of
like,
catching up and then destroying him.
wow. Wow.
And at this point, he's really like destroying me on the fast clicks. There's not even a competition at this point. He's basically had 100% victory on every single combat. He has lost 0 units, and I've been losing units left and right. And he completely destroyed me. My warrior got stuck, zoned and controlled out. I can't do anything with him anymore, and he wasn't even able to protect my other settler. So at this point, it's a complete domination for all military attacks. Never mind the demographics. He's been destroyed me on most positioning. So a
He's
lot of
just
times
like,
we clicked on the same tile, and he's zoned me, so my unit was in wrong spots, and it's just can't say
he
too
can
much
do
about
whatever.
this game.
Yeah, he
He's
can do
playing
whatever
very
he
good
wants
this
right
game,
now.
and he's in full confidence of destroying me.
Wow.
That worker, by the way, he actually walking back with it now, which is a really thing. It's stealing a settler is not so bad. I've lost settlers in many games previously. It has very little effect on the result of the game, but stealing that extra worker has a big effect on the game. You never want to lose a worker to some other early game because the workers are quite expensive at the beginning of the game. And what can you do about it?
Well,
Look at that.
that's actually
Full
true.
confidence. Capital has another settler, 2 more workers. He went to get the Wonder as well, in the same spot as I did. He just basically
He can
has all
steal the
solid
worker,
work,
by the way.
and he can basically control my whole land. All my salt cannot be worked at all.
He's got a move on that scout. He can try to steal your worker.
At this point, he can do whatever he wants. I am in complete defensive mode, and I'm collapsing quite fast. My other city, which is working religion, has no hammers whatsoever.
Why are you not backing the scout to the worker? It's so crazy. Oh my god, it's gonna. No, he did not good. He could have easily steal that worker. Wow. Oof. Well,
He's
I guess
holding
he
on to the
backed off.
salts. He's stopping me from
Yeah.
working tiles.
Yeah, but the worker would be so much more important, I think. Well, maybe not. And you just chopped out the tundra. Good job.
At this point, any hammers is good from yours.
Yes, I know.
And since I couldn't really work too many tiles, I think fairly logical to chop anything.
And he's actually gonna plant like on top of the Lake Victoria, so he's gonna get it because he's got the extra worker to get the gems out. Wow.
Yeah, you're also getting all those luxuries like the citrus right there.
So were you thinking about GGing right now, or you had any hopes?
I don't get ever GG, and yes, I do have hope. It is a setback for me, but settlers have no real effect on my emotional abilities. The worker really is getting me mad, but what it really is really making me destroy me a little on my confidence is that he has zone of control surrounding my capital. This is what I did the first previous game. I always had zone of control on his capital, which gave me an advantage early on.
But that is over right now. He's backing off.
So since he has zoning control my capital, I'm quite disappointed I can't work any of my salts. Yeah, he basically gets crushed here. This is where he makes a few tactical mistakes on me, which has very little effect. But since I was able to get that nice chop from the tundra tile, I got a good archer
nice chop for tundra. Yeah,
I
nice
was able to
chop
get
for
a nice
tundra.
archer out of it. And his army gets destroyed. So I'm back in business. Yes,
Sort of.
Setback. A little setback,
Sort of.
yes, but his
Sort
whole
of.
his whole army got completely decimated, and I'm going back to expanding now. So I'm building a new settler.
Okay.
And I was able, by the way, to get my other city in the back to population 2. So now I'm not only working religion, but it is helping me out on food. So a little more science. As you can see, the demographics, he is winning an 11 science to my 8. He's getting trapping, which is, somewhat useful, I guess. Not too useful. There's no trapping resources that we need except for the one in the capital. There's a deer. That's
By the way, I don't see any horses on this map.
Horses on this map, it seems to be a problem for me, especially since the only one I see is south of my capital, and it's just out of range. And if you see his land, he's working horses right now in his capital. No, it's not a cattle. No, I'm sorry, it's a bison. No, there's no
exactly.
horses either.
Horses like in front. Okay, archer down. And 2 units retreating. Okay, good. Good stuff. So
Yeah,
you're taking the control at least.
Yeah, I retake control of my capital's zone of control, and I can re-explore, re-expand, and then continue fighting. So I
Well,
wasn't really.
free worker was kind of painful though.
Yeah, the free worker is extremely painful since he gets to build a settler and hold on to that worker to wherever he wants to go.
Where is he going with that settler? He's gonna settle there, or next to it?
At this point, I have no vision on what he's doing.
Okay.
So
yeah, but you can.
Completely
right.
ignorant what he's doing right now.
I'm just wondering what was his plan. He kind of blocked off the gem spot right now.
Well, there's multiple gems in this map. It's not
that's true, but still.
It's not a huge resource. Yeah, he planted just for the one, I'm assuming.
Nah, 1, 2, 3. He could have planted on the south and get the gems, but that spot is on the hill as well. So I don't understand that. This way, he's probably never gonna go for the gems because tiles are like never gonna go to the hill south.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of resources that he basically still has to explore. No, he's building a lot of scouts. But my religion, as you can see, is going quite strong. I am still at +7, at 72. So on a defensive game with the pagodas and the abilities of getting a strong faith, which I'm going to be getting with my gems, my salt is getting worked right now, which has had a little delay, but I am feeling much more confident in this game.
Those hammers in that capital are just amazing. 17 hammers. He's got no iron. No, he's got iron working. He settled on the iron. Well,
well, they're lucky for him.
No. Wait a second.
Yep.
His iron is on the other side of the river. Okay.
Oh, okay. And he is working the trapping to get that one deer, which I don't think is a great thing, but if you get it for free, I guess. Here I am working trapping after him. So +3 turns. That extra capital with the extra science is just at this point taking a huge lead over me. Gets horseback riding in 5 turns, which is very fast. And he's only bleeding gold very light, while I'm actually bleeding gold more than he is. And he has no Pantheon yet.
He's not working the wonder. I don't know why though. Grow. Grim wants to grow.
And as you can see, I replanted that settler, so I mean I can work it now. Now it's fine. So I am going to get that settler
out of sync for
the gem city, which I've been wanting to get since the beginning of the game. I was kind of hoping to use that gem city as a blocker city so I can work on my salts. It didn't really work out very well, but since I am going to get it, soon. Basically, things are back on track.
You're gonna plant on the gems?
I was considering it. I wasn't sure at 100%. I never usually am 100%. I always calculate between other cities to know where one city is going to be planted. So then I'm just going to do the mathematical calculations of where is the best defensive spot compared to where I can plant my other spots.
Well, Gem City seems quite defensible.
Yeah, I think in Gem City, plus I have the Pantheon for the gems, so planting on it directly, it just gives me happiness and without having problems working Faith and Gold. Gems is probably a very strong resource with that +2 Faith for gems.
Right.
But as you can see, he's going high gold, high production, high basically everything. And see, I think he hasn't worked his first Pantheon yet. He's a pop 3 city. Well, kind of weird.
Nope.
Surprising. And that North Scout of mine basically went nowhere. Just ran into the city. I am basically scouting his wonder because I technically never found them. So those +2 happiness for me is worth a scout.
Yeah, but gonna be only +1.
Well, if he didn't have it sooner, I kind of got there a little later than I usually would have. Usually I like to go explore.
Well, maybe if you can... you could have stepped on the worker. Maybe you could have seen the one there. I'm like, you're on the hill, +3 vision. Didn't want to risk it?
Which worker is that?
I mean, that scout that went north, if you would... 1, 2, 3... Yeah, you should see 4 tiles, right? Like
No,
just
that's the forest or blocking. I don't see very
forest.
much.
Hmm.
Trying to figure out what you're looking.